Okay, welcome to Chatting with Dr. Stevil, and I'm here with the Border City Wrestling wrestlers. We have Sky D'Amore. I like your work, fan of your work. Johnny Devine, Double H. Instead of Triple H, it looks like a mini Triple H. I'm sorry, it's just what I see. Phil Atlas, the heavyweight champion.
Tag team champion.
Tag team. Heavyweight tag team champion, yeah. And
Jeffrey Scott.
Jeffrey Scott. Yep.
The announcer.
The announcer. Yeah, cool.
The announcer.
Awesome.
Who doesn't know to hold the mic towards his mouth?
Is that the first rule?
You would have convinced me, but now not so much.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so welcome to Komodo Club today. I was going to say welcome to Windsor, but since this is Border City, I'm sure you've been here numerous times.
Oh, about 127. Well, no, not in Windsor, but this upcoming show of ours is the 127th show we've done as Border City Wrestling.
You just made that number up.
No, I actually counted it 2 days ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Must have been bored, huh?
Yeah, very.
Cool. The next show, is that the one that's you're going to be bringing down Santino Marella?
Yep, next Saturday, November the 5th at St. Clair College with Santino Marella, Damian Sandow, Gail Kim, and we just added Jeff Jarrett to the show last week as well.
Wow. So who's going to be wrestling who? Tell us about this.
Star-studded lineup.
Star-studded for sure.
Well, I guess we'll start at the top, which is the main event where I usually end up. And I will be bringing my new charge, Damian Sandow, to the ring, while he will be finally ridding Border City Wrestling of the disease known as Cody Deaner. And this fine excuse for a gentleman here to my right, Jeffrey Scott, and the officials at Border City Wrestling decided that since Deaner was pathetically incapable of handling his own business, they put Santino Marella in Cody Deaner's corner. So I'm sure I'm gonna have to take care of him and that stupid Cobra of his.
Yeah, Cobra's kind of freaky.
It's a little weird. It's a guy putting a puppet on his hand for no real good reason.
Yeah, and it just cuts you in the throat. It's kind of crazy.
It's out there. I think it should be illegal.
I think you have something there.
Great, so we're going to have to get a petition going, ban the Cobra.
What do you think? Ban the Cobra?
Ban it.
What do you mean no?
What?
No.
You don't want to ban the Cobra?
I like it.
You like the Cobra? Yeah, really? What if it was done to you? That wouldn't be nice, would it? Exactly.
So ban the Cobra.
But it hasn't been done to me yet.
Yeah, but it's been done to me and it's not nice. Do I look like I deserve to get the Cobra to bite me?
No.
Why are you shaking your head yes now too?
I just like pain.
This is a tough crowd.
I'll be honest. I watch wrestling for people to get hurt and pain.
That's why she watched.
Wow.
Well, that really hot guys, you know.
Well, then we'll see you next Saturday when we just maim and just destroy people's lives.
Okay, little guy. I've had a chat with Santino Marella before, and he showed me how to put down the Cobra. Said once it was armed, you could not disarm it. And if you don't want to hurt anybody and accidentally arm it, you gotta let it release it. So what if these guys aren't around and Santino's running around and some innocent little girl who wants an autograph, boom. It should be banned, yeah?
Very dangerous.
Very dangerous, yeah.
I can tell you're still not buying it.
There's an aspect of the unexpected with it. It could strike at any time, to anyone.
It's quite scary, yeah.
Think about it. So many injuries could be avoided if we simply disallowed.
And he could also use it to cheat in the match.
And that's the type of stuff that Cody Deaner and Santino Marella do, is cheat. They're not honest people like me and Damian Sandow.
Pretty well, yeah.
Are you falling asleep?
Right. We're gonna get cattle prod. I'm just gonna shock you next time. Okay, that's the main event. And
Yep, we've got that, and then we also have in the one of the other featured contests, we have Johnny Devine, former TNA wrestling star, and his tag team partner John Bolin. They will be getting a shot at the tag team titles. It'll be them, along with another tag team called the Fraternity, And another tag team, former teammate of ours in TNA Wrestling, A1. He'll be teaming with a young up-and-comer, Bobby Sharp. And they'll be facing the schleb to my right here, Phil Atlas, and his equally dishonest tag team partner, Brett Banks. And hopefully one of those three teams will get the titles away from this schleb and get them to somebody deserving.
I would give him a microphone to retort, but as he has nothing of value to say, don't give it to him. And Mr. Boland and I will be walking away with those titles next week.
Good. We're good. We'll see. We'll do it Saturday.
I love a baby face that can't cut up.
Mr. Atlas, I mean, you've got a four-way, fatal four-way, the championship belt. I mean, you guys don't even have to be in the ring to lose, is that correct?
Well, obviously, yes, we have the cards stacked up against us for this one, but that's the way things are going on in Border City Wrestling because Scott Demore is in charge.
Well, this guy over here, he's the one who's changing all my matches, so take it up with him. I had you in a straight-up match against Boland and Devine, and he went and changed it. Added 2 more teams to you. He's the one screwing you.
Just wanted to even the odds out a bit.
Even the odds.
All right.
For who?
For everyone.
Okay.
He probably saved your life.
Yeah, wow. You're a mean person. I like it.
Just trying to make better matches, that's all.
Excellent. And we've got Gail Kim, what's she going to be doing? How's she going to be involved?
Wait, yeah, from both sides? Give him a mic, he's the promoter. Gail Kim is going to be the guest referee. We have a match that's for the CMLL Reina Women's International Championship. It's a title that's defended both in North America and in Asia. And Heidi Katrina, who's from Britain but is the champion, will be defending the championship against Rosemary, who's part of Decay in TNA, and Gail will be the special guest referee for that.
Wow, that sounds exciting.
Yeah, he really opened up his pocketbook for the refs on this one.
Yeah, we're spending more money on refs this show than I think we've ever have. Trust me, because I used to be a ref.
I see how it works. Gotcha. Inside job. Yeah.
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 Exactly. No, we have all those matches. Plus, we also have one of the original wrestlers in Border City Wrestling. One of the guys who started the company, Doug Chevalier, passed away years ago. And every year we honor him with a Memorial Battle Royal. And we have that going on this year. We also have so many good matches. I'm trying to wrap my head around it.
Well, I think one of them would have to be myself and the biggest monster in Border City Wrestling, Congo Kong. And we'll be facing Tyson Dukes and Double J Jeff Jarrett, my old cohort, who for some reason has decided that he'd rather fight against me than with me, which I think is a horrible decision. So we're gonna maybe break a guitar over his head for a change.
Double J. Yeah, why not?
He's done it to so many people.
I think it's only fair, don't you? Yeah, there you go.
They like cobras, they like guitars broken overhead. If it involves violence and potentially maiming somebody, they're down with it.
Sure, well, let's just set the ring on fire, too.
No, you
We need that. We don't want to do that.
Those things are
I was
expensive.
gonna say, they're really expensive, aren't they?
We can set the losers on fire.
Fair enough.
Set the losers on
We
fire?
won't need them anymore.
As long as Deaner's one.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Wow.
The first person ever to not like Dieter.
Diener attacked the doctor yesterday in Chatham.
I know, I saw it.
Well, then you certainly understand then my disdain for him as a human being.
The doctor does understand for sure.
And kids, he has a doctorate. That means he went to school for a lot of years, and he's extremely smart. And he thinks that Diener sucks, Santino Morella's a cheater, and the Cobra should be banned. That's some good thinking there.
Sounds like he's petitioning to take my job. You want to be the matchmaker in Border City or what?
Well, you can't even remember the matches, so somebody should be.
You can't even hold a mic, you know. What? Just saying. Double J, we've got, well, any other matches on the card besides all the big ones that,
Well, I guess if the promoter is going to keep forgetting the matches he booked, we've also got TNA's newest superstar, Moose, who has did quite a great thing, a lot of great things in Ring of Honor now, has moved on to TNA Wrestling. He'll be having a rematch from last year's Excellence card last fall against, a guy who's been everywhere, formerly one half of the NWA Tag Team Champions. He's been in WCW, ECW, WWE, and that's Johnny Swinger. So Johnny Swinger, or Johnny Parisi, as he was known in WWE, will be here, and he'll be squaring off with Moose, looking to avenge the fact that Moose was able to beat him last year.
Well, I wish him luck. I've seen Moose wrestle, and he's one giant monster.
He is a big dude, but he's not the brightest. He's not the brightest. He'd be a good henchman for you. He's big and strong and can't think well.
Can he throw a shoe?
Can he throw a shoe? Yeah.
I'm assuming he can throw a whole store of shoes. It's entirely possible Moose could throw a whole store of shoes. So
Cool. The doctor will take Moose's resume into consideration. It'll be my new random task. Yeah. Also, he doesn't throw shoes. I've seen him throw his body around the ring. So, you know, if that lands on you, good luck. Yeah.
As well, for those of who weren't able to join us during Heatwave in August, who didn't see, we had Dutch Mantell at the last show, and as it stands, a number of different matches have been made for the outcome of that show that Jeffrey Scott had changed, and his idea of evening the odds is kind of screwing over all of the guys who were getting their odds even for the first time.
Yeah, imagine, Doctor, if you had sat down being the genius that you are and laid out your master plan to take over the world, and all of a sudden, you know, some guy comes around sticking his nose in and starts changing all your formulas. I think it would upset you a little.
It would. Should be, you know, I think you should be put in a match.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
I like that. I'd pay for that. I don't know about that.
Dude, you seem to have no problem, like, you know, stacking the odds against him by adding 2 more tag teams, making the job more difficult for him.
I know, but also at the same time, maybe you didn't hear this. At the last show, Scott was in charge of making all the matches, and he made them all sway toward his guys. That's why I had to come in and even the odds a bit. He had himself and Congo Kong against Tyson Dukes 2-on-1.
Well, Tyson Dukes is like a 2-time BCW champion, so...
Okay, and you're a 5-time BCW champion, and your partner's a 500-pound, 7-foot monster.
I won the right to make the matches.
You know,
yeah, but you have to make even matches.
It does come with a few perks here and there.
A couple of perks.
Yeah, exactly.
And some fights.
Yeah. But now, so I added Jeff Jarrett to that tag match, so now it's Tyson and Jeff against Congo and Scott to even the odds out and make it a better match for the fans. Who wants to watch Congo Kong beat up one guy for 10 minutes, other than Scott?
Now, it takes him that long, I thought he'd squash him like that.
Like a bug.
Oh.
Now, I want you to know, have you even considered the fact of who used to manage Jeff Jarrett in TNA Wrestling?
I guess that's... Oh yeah, I never thought about that.
Who went and ensured that Jeff Jarrett won back the NWA World Champion when Rhino had stolen it so unjustly?
Oh boy.
Sure, just bring Rhino in.
Who was it?
Well, it was Scott.
So your idea of evening the odds, let's think this through for a minute, is to take a guy who I used to manage, who I helped win his last World Heavyweight Championship, who actually started a company called Global Force Wrestling and named me the vice president. Your idea of evening the odds is to put him on the other side as Duke's partner, and you think that helps him?
He's the one that called me and said he wanted you in the ring.
I don't know if you know this, but sometimes, like, wrestlers lie. Do you think maybe the 3 of us are just going to beat the ever-loving snot out of Tyson Dukes?
That's brilliant. Oh, sorry, didn't happen. It's not a secret thing.
It's doctor approved.
Yeah.
Make a stamp for the next poster. Every match we run it by Dr. Stevil, and then he just stamps it whether he approves of the match.
Pure evil. Yeah.
Pure evil.
So let me ask you, why did Cody Deaner assault you last night?
Well, the doctor wanted to take over Classic Championship Wrestling, you know, promoter, because I don't think it's being run properly. I would make matches more, you know, more better for the fans. You know, like scaffolding matches above a tank of, you know, killer sharks with lasers. Right?
I like lasers. I like that.
Well, for sure, yeah. If we can't get that, ill-tempered salmon, you know, we take it. Whatever works, right? We'll make the matches proper. People will really have to fight for their lives in these matches. Make it good, and also take it out of Chatham, because you know
because it's Chatham.
It's Chatham, yeah.
Right.
There is no explanation. And then Cody thwarted my ideas. I mean, I entered myself in the Royal Rumble. I said, get out. He wouldn't. I I mean, I thought people
Well,
should...
that's kind of rude.
I know.
You asked him.
I asked him politely to leave.
You asked him politely.
I go, you know.
Guys, if somebody asks you to do something politely, don't you usually do it?
Yeah, right?
Don't you think it's terrible that a guy like Cody Deaner would not do something when he's asked politely? I think we're starting to sway these kids.
I think so.
Pretty well.
Now you see now you see how this guy has been a leader in Border City Wrestling, but a leader of all the evil people, if you will. For years now, this guy has been the leader of the syndicate and leader of Team Canada, and he goes and finds, and with all due respect, the worst kind of people in the world to run his, kind of like you. It's kind of weird.
Hey,
it's
listen,
like they're his henchmen.
It gets the job done.
And listen here, Donald Trump. All of this rhetoric that you're throwing out there, and all of this discrimination against evil people. I mean, evil people haven't done anything.
Evil lives matter, you know.
Right? Evil lives matter.
Yeah, but if we already had a few years where the syndicate ran roughshod on Border City Wrestling, and that wasn't good for anybody.
Did we draw houses?
Doesn't matter. It's the
Did we make money?
I'm more worried about the health and well-being of all the superstars.
I was very healthy when we were doing that.
Oh boy.
I have a question just on that last statement. If you're really truly worried about the health and safety of the Border City Superstars, why did you put 4 more men into a match with me and Phil Atlas? Because I'm basically going to hospitalize him and anybody else in that match. And if I'm saying that, what do you think Boland's going to do? So how can health and well-being be your first thought?
That was exactly the fact. I didn't want you guys going out there and fighting. I wanted to have a nice competitive match for the Border City Wrestling Tag Team Championships. A1 and Bobby Sharp came up to me and said, listen.
They bribed you?
They didn't bribe me. They came up to me.
Something.
No, they did. Yeah, they did.
You turned a completely competitive match, which had the unjustly crowned champions.
Hold on, can I ask you a question?
Well, no, you can't, because you're terrible on the stick.
Okay. First of all, why is the fraternity getting a title shot again when me and Brett beat them, what, twice?
Why is A1 and Bobby Sharp getting a title
And
shot?
Johnny Devine and Boland. What, they lost their last tag team match last show?
Hey, you know what?
How did you win?
Hey, when you do opening matches, kid, you're probably not smart enough to stick around and watch the main eventers, but you would have saw that Johnny and Boland won the main event. Thanks for paying attention.
How did they win, though? What happened?
They pinned
What
one.
happened is we got a W, and all you've done, Jeffrey Scott, is increase the number of body bags from 2 to 6.
Well, I just think A1, a former Team Canada member, came to me with a former friend of Johnny Devine's, Bobby Sharp. The two of them said, listen, we become a team. We want in on the tag team title picture. They have a score to settle with some of these guys. The Frat, they lost the finals of the tag team title tournament, asked if they could have another shot at it,
But they
and I
lost.
just rounded out the match.
But they lost. Why don't you have them start at the bottom again, as you should if you lose the match, no?
You know, funny though, wrestling Phil Atlas, I think, is pretty much starting at the bottom. Yeah, come on, respond.
Yeah, I'll let you have it. Go ahead.
All right. So,
Now,
what
Phil
we've
Atlas may not
established-
know much, but check this out. He is wearing the gold. I mean, it must say something for...
Hey,
That's coming from the doctor.
yes, Phil Atlas is wearing the gold. Was Johnny Devine in town at that point in time? No is the answer to that. Has Johnny Devine come back to town? Has things changed since that time? Yes, they have. And are they going to change on November 5th? Yes, they are, because John Boland and I will definitely be leaving with gold. And Phil Atlas, while I respect your ability in ring, everything else about you I loathe, and I'm going to enjoy punching the enamel off your teeth.
Doesn't like your teeth.
Well, not one known as one of the best promos in the wrestling business for no reason. This is a microphone.
I understand.
If Jeff can't explain this to you, you hold it under your mouth and you form words. Ideally in a pattern that tells a little story.
Yeah, you know, Scott, you've been messing with me since what, 2012?
Way longer than that, kid. Promo classes available at the Can-Am Wrestling Dojo.
How many days a week is that?
That's 4 days a week.
I'll try to make it. I'll try to free up my schedule.
Well, don't miss the town like you did when you were going to the show.
All right.
He didn't even make it to his last show.
That's not true.
He drove in the wrong direction. He had an opportunity to wrestle in front of Jeff Jarrett and all kinds of big superstars, and they drove in the wrong direction for hours and hours and didn't even make it.
Coming from Windsor?
No.
Okay, I hope not.
From Timmins.
Okay.
We don't want to open up that can of worms.
Even Phil Ellis couldn't get lost going to Toronto from Windsor, trust me. But to kind of branch away from this, I do want to bring up the fact that, as you can see, Johnny's wearing this Can-Am wrestling shirt. We just recently relaunched the wrestling school. Our school's been around since 1993. We trained such superstars as WWE's Rhino, that everybody knows, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Joe Doring, Johnny, Phil here.
Maybe a guy by the name of Bobby Roode, who you may have heard of. Eric Young, two of the newest additions in NXT there with WWE. Gail Kim. Actually, at this point in time, I think we tallied it up. We just realized that we have 9 world champions combined between men and women who have trained at the Can-Am Dojo. And we tried actually with Jeffrey Scott, but as you can tell, he didn't give us much to work with. Right. So he's actually one of the dropouts or expulsions from the Can-Am Wrestling School. But to make up for it, we'd have had many great graduates.
Look at me, so happy about it.
Because I was the first student to join and the first student to quit. And that'll forever be entailed in the history of Border City Wrestling.
That is great motivation for the inspired
young people.
fans.
All you young people out there, use this for motivation.
Don't be like him.
So basically, if you want to end up like this, just don't try and quit. And if you want to be successful like us, then you just keep getting up and trying harder and working hard. And stop looking at me with those crossed arms. I'm going to come over and square off against you one-on-one, Pally. What do you think about that?
Well, I have a question.
Well, go give him the mic, Drumby.
Well, he's wearing the belt, right?
He's wearing the belt.
So doesn't that prove that he's better than you?
I'm a Hall of Famer. Do you know what a Hall of Fame is?
Yep.
So I'm in the Hall of Fame because I retired because I had nothing left to prove as a wrestler after winning the heavyweight championship 5 times. 5 times. 5 times.
5 times.
And I slapped Booker T around on top of it, so.
Have you ever wrestled him?
I don't know if I ever wrestled him. I beat the crap out of him.
Matchmaker?
Have we ever? Oh, we did wrestle.
Yes, we did.
But you didn't beat me.
Yes, I did. I believe
No, you didn't.
The finish of that match was you staring up at the lights.
The finish of that match was you staring up the lights and me pinning you for the 1, 2, 3.
Because Scott Hall and his son double teamed me and attacked me from behind viciously and with weapons.
Now all of a sudden you want to remember all the.
Well, I even forgot you were in the match because it was me and Scott Hall entertaining all the people. You were just the doorknob sitting in the corner waiting for a tag.
Anyone that goes to these shows knows that's not true. I mean, come on.
If it's true, you're quite sneaky.
But all kidding aside, Dr. Stevil, this guy is one of our most popular wrestlers that ever come through Border City Wrestling. He's like our modern day Larry Destiny. He's a multi-time champion. He's tag champion, 2-time tag champion, 1-time heavyweight champion. And
well, he's a good wrestler because I trained him. Before I realized he was such a schleb, I trained him, so he has good skill. I will give him that.
Well, thank you, Scott. I think that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
And it may be the last nice thing I ever say about you.
But for anyone that is interested in coming to our wrestling school, the Can-Am Dojo, you can check us out on Facebook, obviously, Border City Wrestling, and you can also our newly relaunched website, bordercitywrestling.com. We just relaunched it last month, and it's got our roster on there, details about the school, details about upcoming events, details about previous events, previous superstars who have been in Border City in the past, and it's really neat to go through the roster page and see Edge, The Rock, Christian, like as you're scrolling through the page. And I think that's one of the reasons why Border City is the premier wrestling league in Canada.
Fair enough.
And Dr. Stevil, after we wrap this up, I want to have a little, we call it a sidebar in the business with you, because I think we can help you with your Cody Deaner problem. Maybe we can set something up and we can combine our forces and your genius mind and our brutish strength And maybe we can once and for all take care of that cat.
You just made the doctor's day. I mean, sounds good, yeah. What? It's not still on, is it? Oh, we're supposed to tell me that after. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, cut that out.
Absorbed a DDT on my noggin yesterday.
Well, that's because Dieter's a jerk.
And lost a button, too.
And a button?
And a button, yeah. I'm upset about the button, dude. I can't sew.
Dieter, you owe this man a button. Not just a button, but you gotta sew it back on there for him.
That's right. And I want you to do it and apologize while you do it, okay?